Welcome to the AI Hustle Podcast, the podcast where we break down the latest in AI news, tools, and interview experts helping you hustle and do more using AI. If you've been following the podcast for a while, you'll know that over the last 6 months, I've been working on a stealth AI startup. Of the hundreds of projects I've covered, this is the one that I believe has the greatest potential. So today I'm excited to announce AIBox. AIBox is a no-code AI app building platform paired with the App Store for AI that lets you monetize your AI tools. The platform lets you build apps by linking together AI models like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and 11 Labs. Eventually will integrate with software like Gmail, Trello, and Salesforce, so you can use AI to automate every function in your organization. To get notified when we launch and be one of the first to build on the platform, you can join the waitlist at aibox.ai. The link is in the show notes. We are currently raising a seed round of funding. If you're an investor that is focused on disruptive tech, I'd love to tell you more about the platform. You can reach out to me at jaden@aibox.ai. I'll leave that email in the show notes. Can ChatGPT write code? This is a question a lot of people have been asking from within and without of the coding community. And it's kind of an interesting topic because when you talk to the typical coder, I have found so far, a lot of them are very skeptical to software like this. Earlier, we had Microsoft who used GitHub to launch Copilot, a tool that could help you autocomplete and write your code. And a lot of developers I talked to largely wrote this off. I think that one of the main problems or controversies that Copilot had was that it was training off of all of the code that was stored on GitHub. And people were finding that it also was being trained off of some of the private code. So if a company like Apple was using GitHub and storing private code there for their developers to use, if GitHub was scraping and training models off of that code, essentially people were able to get proprietary intellectual property from Apple's code by doing different things and trying to get it to create some of Apple's products. So anyways, they had some issues there. I think they tried to tighten up the security on that, but it's a topic that has a lot of controversy. Obviously, it's an incredibly valuable topic, so there's a lot of money behind it. But yeah, let's just dive into this a little bit more. Today on the podcast, when we talk about this code, I want to address specifically some of the strengths and weaknesses that ChatGPT has when it comes to writing code, and also some of the controversy that ChatGPT itself has gotten into in this regard. So we all know ChatGPT, it's a language model developed by OpenAI. It pretty much has taken the industry by storm at this point. It's incredibly popular. It has a really impressive language generation abilities. And some people are really trying to put the code generating abilities to the test because as it shipped, it was technically able to produce code. So some of the strengths of ChatGPT lie in its ability to generate text based on patterns it has learned from a massive amount of data on the internet. And its model has been trained on billions of words from the internet, making it a very knowledgeable powerhouse. So when it comes to writing code, ChatGPT is capable of generating code snippets for various programming languages based on examples it has seen in its training data. And this makes it a really good tool for developers looking for quick solutions to coding problems. Another strength of ChatGPT in writing code is its ability to understand the context and the structure of code. So ChatGPT can actually identify the syntax and structure of code snippets, and it can generate code that adheres to the rules and conventions of a particular programming language. So this makes it pretty valuable as a tool for developers who need to generate code quickly without having to worry about syntax errors or other issues. And then one of the most significant strengths of ChatGPT in writing code is its ability to understand the purpose of the code. So ChatGPT can generate code snippets that perform specific tasks, such as sorting an array or performing a calculation. And this makes it a pretty ideal tool for developers who are looking to implement specific features in their code. Now, that being said, what's the drawbacks and what are the weaknesses of ChatGPT when it comes to writing code? So despite its, pretty impressive abilities, ChatGPT is not without limitations. So one of the biggest weaknesses of ChatGPT in writing code is its limited understanding of programming concepts. So ChatGPT may generate code snippets that work, but it doesn't have a deep understanding of why the code works or how to optimize it. So this means that developers are going to need to spend additional time tweaking and refining the code generated by ChatGPT to ensure that it actually works as intended. And honestly, the concept of this isn't too crazy. People can use ChatGPT for anything. I've seen people create legal documents with ChatGPT, but if you created a legal document with ChatGPT, there's no way I would trust that, in a court of law or to really protect me. It's more so as getting a jump start or making the process faster or cheaper. You'd perhaps create a legal document, and definitely not legal advice, give that to a lawyer to review, and then upon review of an actual lawyer, you would be able to use it. And that being said, that actually could save you quite a bit of time, because paying a lawyer to draft up a legal document could be costly and could take a lot of time. So, theoretically, that's a way that would save time. And I see the exact same pattern with code, where you can get this thing probably to write you some great code snippets for features or small things, but you're definitely going to need a developer to review it and make sure it works. And in addition, in past tests I've seen people do using ChatGPT to write code, it often references libraries or folders that it can't provide you with the content. So it can write you the code for a tool, but it's referencing elements that it's not giving you. So there's definitely some complexities there. I would say another weakness for ChatGPT in writing code is just its lack of creativity. So while ChatGPT can generate code snippets based on examples it's already seen from the internet, it doesn't have the ability to come up with innovative solutions to problems. And that's something that coders are, tasked with doing frequently. So this means that developers may need to come up with their own creative solutions or rely on other tools to generate code. Another limitation of ChatGPT in writing code is its lack of versatility. So while it's been trained on a wide range of data, including code, ChatGPT may not have seen enough examples of certain programming languages or specific code snippets to generate high-quality code. So this means that developers are going to need to use other tools or techniques to generate code for specific programming languages. And finally, it's important to note that ChatGPT is a machine learning model, and as such, it's prone to make mistakes. So developers are going to need to really thoroughly review the code generated by ChatGPT to ensure that it works as intended and that it does not contain any errors. And this brings us to ChatGPT's kind of big controversy when it first launched, and that is the fact that Stack Overflow, a website where people ask code questions and people, can respond and help. They share code and responses. They actually banned ChatGPT when it first launched from allowing people to post their ChatGPT generated code on there. And that's for a problem that they specifically said. And I think a lot of people were trying to upload this code because the way Stack Overflow works is the more code you submit or the more answers you answer for other people, like the more problems you help people solve, the higher your, you kind of have like these different, you have these different scores. It's like your clout on Stack Overflow can increase by answering questions. So a lot of people were trying to game this with all this ChatGPT code, and it was banned. And this is the reason that Stack Overflow gave. They said, the primary problem is that while the answers which ChatGPT produces have a high rate of being incorrect, they typically look like they might be good, and the answers are very easy to produce. As such, we need the volume of these posts to reduce. So for now, the use of ChatGPT to create posts here on Stack Overflow is not permitted. If a user is believed to have used ChatGPT after this temporary policy is posted, sanctions will be imposed to prevent users from continuing to post such content, even if the posts would otherwise be acceptable, which is pretty interesting, right? Like, let's say ChatGPT came up with some clean code that did the job. If they catch you doing it, even if it was, otherwise acceptable, they'll ban your account. And this is not a permanent ban, I should note. They said this is a temporary ban. They're going to put it up to their community to vote on it later on in the year. This is going to be an interesting thing that happens, and I think that as ChatGPT gets better and is improved, the quality of this code that it can produce will definitely increase. It has similar areas where it has weaknesses. For example, math problems it can't really do, and I know they recently did some updates to try to fix that. I've tested it out, still isn't good at doing math. So it definitely has some weaknesses because of the nature of being a predictive language model, but I do have hope that these are things that will get worked out and the quality will improve in the future. So all that being said, ChatGPT is pretty dang cutting edge. It has the ability to generate code snippets, and that makes it a pretty valuable tool for developers looking for quick solutions to coding problems. However, it has a lot of weaknesses, including its limited understanding of programming concepts, lack of creativity, versatility, potential for mistakes, which at this point is pretty high in code. But despite its limitations, ChatGPT is pretty powerful for developers, and its ability to improve is, without a doubt, it's going to get better. So Definitely a very interesting time to be in the space. If you are looking for an innovative and creative community of people using ChatGPT, you need to join our ChatGPT creators community. I'll drop a link in the description to this podcast. We'd love to see you there, where we share tips and tricks of what is working in ChatGPT. It's a lot easier than a podcast, as you can see screenshots, you can share and comment on things that are currently working. So if this sounds interesting to you, check out the link in the comment. We'd love to have you in the community. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Hustle podcast. If you could do us a massive favor, we would really appreciate it if you could leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. This helps people find the podcast. It helps people know this is a good place to go. And we would really appreciate it, as it helps us continue to bring on incredible guests and share incredible content for you to listen to.